everyone. Today we are going to talk about the parts of an essay. There are three parts of an essay: the introduction, the body paragraphs, and a conclusion. In a basic 5-paragraph essay, you will have one introduction paragraph, 3 body paragraphs. You can have 2 if you are writing a specific type of essay called compare-contrast block organization, but normally you will have 3 paragraphs, and the conclusion, which is also made up of 1 paragraph. Now, let's start with the introduction. The introduction is always the first paragraph of your essay, and the purpose of the introduction is to grab the reader's attention and make him or her want to continue reading. Now, in an introduction, there are 3 parts: the hook, connecting information and background, and a thesis statement. We will look at these later in further detail. After the introduction, you have your body paragraphs. The purpose of your body paragraphs are to support the thesis statement that you have written in your introduction. Now, in a body paragraph, there are 3 sentence types: a topic sentence, where you state the main idea of the paragraph; supporting sentences, where you give examples, details, explanation; and a concluding sentence. The third part of an essay is a conclusion, and that conclusion will bring the essay to a close and introduces no new ideas. It's the end, not the beginning of something new. So there are 3 parts to a conclusion, just like there are 3 parts of an introduction. In fact, the conclusion and the introduction kind of mirror each other. So the first part is a restated thesis statement. Then you have a summary of main points of the essay, and then you leave the reader with something to think about. So 3 parts, and this is actually the order that you're going to put those 3 parts in. Now let's go back to the introduction. So like I said, the introduction is made up of a hook, and a hook grabs the reader's attention. Now, you can use one of these techniques, like a question, telling a small story, or a quotation, using an interesting fact or statistics, or you can use a mix of the 4. After you grab the reader's attention, you are going to write connecting information or background. This is where you narrow that subject for the reader to go from general to specific. Then, the last sentence in your introduction is the thesis statement. And the thesis statement is basically a big topic sentence. It is the most important sentence in the essay. In fact, if you don't have a thesis statement, you don't have an essay. There are 2 parts to a thesis statement: the topic or subject of the essay, and then the focus, what you are going to say in the essay. And it usually has to do with the type of paper: compare-contrast, cause and effect, process, problem solution, and so on. Now, the supporting paragraphs, like we said earlier, are made up of that topic sentence, supporting sentences, and a concluding sentence. And they can have a variety of purposes as well. So you can have descriptive paragraphs, compare-contrast paragraphs, process paragraphs, cause and effect paragraphs, and argumentative paragraphs if you wish. After your body paragraphs, you have your conclusion. And in the conclusion, like I said earlier, you do not introduce any new information. In fact, you just bring the essay to a close. Think of the conclusion like a review before the test. We need to prepare the reader by going over all of the important information that we've already stated. In your conclusion, you need to restate the thesis statement, review those main ideas. Then you're going to give a summary of the main points of your essay. So you're going to review all of those key ideas. Look at the body paragraphs and the topic sentences for help in trying to do this. And then the last thing you do in your conclusion is you leave the reader with something to think about. You give them a question, not a yes or no question, because they won't think beyond yes or no. You can give them a prediction about what you think will happen with this topic, or you can even make a recommendation.